102 seats across 21 states and union territories. And we're doing our best here in India today to ensure that we cover each one of these states, each one of these seats. Let's talk now about the state of Assam, where 5 Lok Sabha seats are witnessing polling right now. We have Kaushik Deka here with us in the studio. Kaushik, of those 5 seats, the BJP has 4 of them in 2019, the Congress with 1. But everyone's talking today about Jorhat. What do you think will happen in Jorhat? You have Gaurav Gogoi there contesting from the Congress, but the BJP also has a very strong candidate in the fray, the incumbent MP.
See, when it comes to Jorhat, it's not about just Gaurav Gogoi, it's also about the Assam CM Himanta Biswa Sarma. For him, this is a prestige seat, and more importantly, these are seats where BJP cannot afford to lose, because when it comes to the lower Assam phase and Barak Bheli, there are seats where BJP doesn't have the demography to its favor. So they will have to consolidate. They had 9 seats, and for Himanta Biswa Sarma, he has to deliver more than 9 to showcase his popularity and his stand in the BJP. So I don't think he will do anything that will go against the BJP. So he will ensure that these 5 seats come to BJP, and also will try to increase the number of seats in Assam. So Jorhat, to me, I think by all means will go to BJP.
But you know, the BJP, you're right in pointing out that the BJP and for Himanta Biswa Sarma, this is a huge prestige battle of sorts. The BJP has been doing a lot of tall talk of a clean sweep of 14 on 14 in Assam. Practically, realistically, is that really possible?
No, 14 out of 14, it's not possible. As I said, the BJP will try to at least win 11 seats where it's possible. After the delimitation, the demography has changed. For instance, seats like Barpeta, which was earlier very difficult for BJP, now it is with the AGP now, means the AGP is contesting from Barpeta. But there are 3 seats where BJP's position is difficult. One is Dhubri, Nagaon, and Karimganj. But I think Dhubri, BJP is not even trying, and they know that they can't win from there. But in Nagaon and Karimganj, they are trying, because AUDF has fielded candidates, and if the Muslim vote share that gets split between Congress and AUDF, then it helps the BJP. So in a way, they are thinking that if we can back these 11 seats where they are comfortable with the demography, then they will try to get 2 more seats from Karimganj and Nagaon. But I think 11 is a safe number for BJP.
Okay, and today there's 5 seats. The fate is being decided of the candidates there. Of these 5 seats, as I said earlier, you had the BJP winning 4 of them earlier. Let's in fact play out for our viewers a conversation that we had earlier with Gaurav Gogoi on the battle for Jorhat.
आप वोट कास्ट करके आए हैं, अब आपका क्या कहना है कि अब आगे क्या होने वाला है?
देखिए, अगर हमें गणतंत्र को बचाना है, लोकतंत्र को बचाना है, तो हर नागरिक का जो कर्तव्य है, जो नैतिक कर्तव्य है, वोट देना, उस कर्तव्य को हर नागरिक, हर युवा, हर बुजुर्ग, महिला या पुरुष, समाज के हर वर्ग आकर अपना अधिकार और अपना कर्तव्य पालन करना चाहिए। और वही मेरी अपेक्षा है। आज पिछले कुछ दिन से यहाँ पे बहुत भारी बारिश हो रही है, तो मैं यही अपेक्षा करूंगा कि आज वातावरण ठीक रहे, प्रकृति ज़्यादा समस्या ना खड़ा करे, और सभी लोग जो वोट देने के लिए उत्सुक है, सभी को आज अच्छी तरीके से वोट देने का अवसर मिले।
सर, यू आर ऑन लाइव ऑन इंडिया टुडे राइट नाउ, एंड क्या कहना चाहेंगे आप वोटर्स के लिए कि इस वक्त असम में 14 सीट्स है, तो आप कितना आशाएं रखते हैं अभी?
देखिए, मुझे लगता है कि हर नागरिक को पता है कि ये निर्वाचन गणतंत्र के लिए, लोकतंत्र के लिए, संविधान के लिए, भारतीय संस्कृति, भारतीय परंपरा के लिए कितना महत्वपूर्ण है। ये भली भांति हर नागरिक समझते हैं, और इसलिए मेरा विश्वास है भारत के नागरिकों पर कि आज वो एक सही कदम उठाएंगे, और भविष्य में निर्वाचन के अलग अलग चरणों में वो एक सही कदम देश के हित में उठाएंगे।
Many parts of the northeast polling as we speak. Meghalaya, Manipur, Tripura, Arunachal, Sikkim, all of them voting along with parts of Assam. I want to focus on Manipur. Okay, before that, we're cutting across, switching focus to Tamil Nadu, where the governor, Mr. Ravi, is currently speaking after a past dispute. apologies for that. We will get you those live updates in just a bit and get you the conversation that we had with Mr. Ravi. I just want to quickly bring it back to the northeast because we've got Suryagni Roy who's joining us live right now from Imphal in Manipur. Manipur, 2 seats, Suryagni, both of which go to polls today amid huge heightened security.
Well, absolutely. And, you know, there are 2 seats, Inner Manipur and Outer Manipur. Both of these seats are going to poll today, and parts of Outer Manipur will also, you know, go to poll on the 26th. That's the second phase. Since the past 1 year, we have seen instances of violence in this particular beautiful state of the Northeast. There are many people who were displaced and they were staying in various refugee camps. The Election Commission of India has made sure that those people who are, you know, not staying at their voter ID residences, they can be given an opportunity to vote. And how is that happening? The one center that we are standing in front of right now, Akshita, it's a special booth. It's a special booth as in ones who are staying in relief camps and not in their residences, be it from wherever they were, who are basically displaced due to this internal strife in this particular state, and they are staying in a relief camp. They can come in such booths, in these particular booths which have been established throughout the state of Manipur, and they can cast their vote. So the Election Commission of India is, making sure that everyone can come out and vote and cast their vote because it's their birthright. 29 such special polling centers have been made in the state for this particular election. So there will be 29 such, polling stations in the first and the second phase of elections over here in Manipur. Back to you, Akshita.